Welcome to the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. My name's Anthony Pasquale alongside Luke Jordan, and tonight it is the New Trier Trevians against the Glenbrook South Titans. Luke, this New Trier team, premier in the state, but they suffered their second loss of the season yesterday. What are you expecting to see out of them today?
I expect them to bounce back well, Anthony. I mean, we talked to Coach Charis before the game, and he says adversity is good in a season. You need reality checks here and there, and that's what they experienced yesterday. In reality, they lost 3-2. They let up 2 empty net goals at the end. It was a good matchup with Stevenson, but, I mean, they got to play better than that against a team that is of better quality in the Glenbrook South Titans.
Without a doubt, and Glenbrook South comes in, dropping one on Wednesday against Lake Forest. What do they need to do to get back into the win column?
Same thing. Take the adversity, learn from mistakes. They had a team dinner yesterday. They watched film. It's those little things that can make you so much better, and most importantly, just making sure. And when I played, my coach said, if you make a mistake, admit it, never do it again.
Yep.
That's what they have to do headed into tonight.
Without a doubt, now we have the pleasure of sending it to the third member of our crew, Dylan Ward, who is standing by with the head coach of Glenbrook South, Jim Philibin. We'll check in with Dylan in just a moment. Looks like Coach Philibin is talking to the officials. Dylan, over to you.
All right, thanks, guys. Sorry for the delay. Coach, with some injuries in your lineup, you've called up Mitchell Adams, I should say, to play on the varsity team here, making his varsity debut. What are you looking for out of him tonight?
Well, I want him to get some good shifts under his belt. He's a little nervous right now. Made him laugh in the locker room, so hopefully he'll be ready to go. Just want him to play the same game that he's playing with Varsity Blue. He's really playing well. I've been watching him all year, so hopefully that'll translate to this level now.
All right, well, New Trier's coming off a loss to Stevenson last night. You know they're going to come out firing, but last season you swept them. What's your game plan here tonight?
Well, it's, again, 2 different teams this year. It's a lot different. I agree with you. I think they're going to be a little, play a little mad in the first 5-7 minutes, dump pucks in, and probably be hard on our D. Our job is to control our pucks. So we're going to get back on pucks, get quick rushes out of the zone, and keep it out of our zone so we can get some offense created.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Dylan will be down there at ice level. All Glenbrook South wearing their textbook yellow uniforms with navy blue numbers. New Trier on the road today wearing their white uniforms with green numbers. We're just under 10 seconds away from the final buzzer before we are underway. And let's take a look at the goaltenders for tonight's contest. Wyatt Schmidt in net for New Trier Green. You can't see him right now over there as there's a team huddle around the net, but he's in net for the Trevians, 6-1 on the season. Luke, he's been outstanding.
Absolutely. You got to take advantage of this goalie core with the Trevians. 2 seniors playing in their last year of high school hockey. Paulie and Schmidt have had a great start to the season. I don't expect them to slow down.
Without a doubt, and you take a look at the Glenbrook South goaltender, Thomas Preston. He's a freshman. You hear so many good things, especially from his head coach, but also around this league. You don't see a freshman goaltender too often, and he's been up to the task.
Absolutely. They consider him the next Charlie Trapp, who is now a sophomore at Loyola. As a freshman with the Ramblers, had an incredible standout season. We're seeing a lot of similarities, not only in the stats, but in the play styles of the two.
Preston 5-4 on the season with a 2.46 goals against average. 17 minutes up there on the clock for period number 1. Looks like puck drop is going to be a little bit delayed as we were planning on a 6:40 puck drop. It looks like it's going to be a little bit closer to 6:55, but who doesn't like some Sunday night hockey?
Absolutely, and that'll happen sometimes when you got the Sunday slate of nonstop action. The game before is just going a little bit long, but either way, we still have hockey right in front of us just a little bit later.
Absolutely, and the teams are starting to take the ice, the officials as well. Preston and Schmidt in between their pipes, and we are just a few minutes away from action here at Glenview Community Ice Arena. And we are underway, the SHL Game of the Week. And the opening draw is controlled by Glenbrook South. Here they come into the O. Pajerski fires it over, and a big shot and a save early from Schmidt. Glenbrook South coming in with some intensity to start this contest. Puck into the far corner. New Trier working through it, trying to get it out into their offensive zone and start the break themselves. And it's up ahead to their captain. And it comes back around. A toe drag move there. Nothing showing for Hutchin. Finger waits for it. On the near side corner. And it comes back clear around the far side. Glenbrook South fighting for it, and it's controlled finally. Pajurski sends it up ahead, and a good stick from New Trier tries to swipe it back away. And Glenbrook South will regroup. Fagan passes it aside. He's got Bunnell to his left, loses handle of the puck momentarily, and then swings it behind his goaltender Preston, and it comes back into the neutral zone. It's Bunnell finding Cesario, and Cesario working near the far face-off dot, can't get it on net, and it's finally covered up by Schmidt after a deflection.
Glenbrook South with a good first impression of how they move the puck. It's a lot of tape-to-tape passing early on, and what a lot of teams struggle with against New Trier is getting hot in the first period. They got a good shot right off the bat to test Schmidt early on.
And that draw, another one is controlled by Glenbrook South, and a quick shot on net, but it doesn't get through. Fagan giving chase, swings it back on the near side as Glenbrook South tries to get something going offensively against the great goaltender in white and green, Wyatt Schmidt. Back ahead, and it's touched forward. Glenbrook South takes control again. It's Bonnell in the defensive zone. Here comes New Trier on the forecheck, something they do tremendously well. And it goes on the far side. New Trier controlling it. That's Oyang. And it comes back. Glenbrook South fighting it forward behind the net, taking control for New Trier. And here comes on the far side, Herstritt working on it. Missed yesterday's game with his brother's bar mitzvah, but he is back in there, and New Trier is excited to get him back today as well. Here's Bonnell firing one toward the net, and it's shoveled away by the pad. Schmidt with 2 early saves for the Trevians. With New Trier yet to get a shot on net. Herstritt sends that ahead. He's out there with Chong as well. And quickly, Glenbrook South bringing the energy back into their offensive zone. Stevens settles, swings it up top to Weller. And it's Fagan who takes it back. Now Hoffer. On the far side, Stevens loses control. And it's New Trier trying to take it back into the neutral zone, but Glenbrook South dumps it back in. They'll have to tag up to avoid the offsides, which allows Marino to control it for New Trier. Hipsch back to Marino. And Marino has some speed and some space across the neutral zone. Look at him go into the offensive zone, and that shot is blocked out in front by Glenbrook South. Not too often you see a defenseman like that fire all the way coast to coast, but he couldn't get the shot on net. Luke Chu taking it forward. Head coach Adam Cheris had a lot of good things to say about his game yesterday despite the loss. And it looks like we're going to have a delayed call on New Trier. Looks like it's going to be Luke Chu. Not too often you see the person with the puck commit the penalty, but it looks like that's what we saw there.
Yeah, at first when the ref put his arm in the air, Aiden Weller goes palms up because I think he thought the ref was calling a trip against him, but as you said, Anthony, it's going to go against New Trier, and GBS will be the first team to have a power play opportunity tonight.
Looks like it's Jack Herstritt heading into the box, and it'll be Glenbrook South on the power play. Mulvey, Pajurski.
A lot of confusion with Coach Cheris and the officials. I couldn't even really see what happened in the corner, and Jack Herstritt trying to say that nothing happened as well. He's got his palms up in the box, but one way or another, he's going to have to anxiously watch from the sin bin for the next 2 minutes.
Pajurski, Mulvey, Fagan, and Stevens get this one started for Glenbrook South. They control the draw again. Walking in alone, tries a backdoor pass. Stevens will have to chase, and New Trier will dump it all the way down for the first clear of this penalty kill.
Yeah, if you're Fagan there, you're given a lane because a Trevian skater loses his balance. You just got to take a shot there and try to force a rebound.
Glenbrook South sets the things back up for their power play, and a dump in by Hoffer. Tries to get it to a centering pass, but nobody is home for the Titans. 12 minutes and 40 seconds left here in period number 1. You're watching the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. That's Bajerski on the near side, fighting for it, and it's New Trier taking control, and Marino flips it down, and that's another clear on this penalty kill.
Awkward bounce on the boards down in the...
Glenbrook South trying to get back into the offensive zone with some pace now, as there only 35 seconds remaining here. Only 35 seconds remaining here on this power play. Cesario giving chase. Weller firing one toward the net, and it gets blocked away out in front, and it deflects off the netting. We'll have a face-off.
Unique way to block a shot. Nice little turn of that right skate to redirect it out of play. And that'll keep the face-off on the left side of Wyatt Schmidt, his glove side.
Thought with this power play that Glenbrook South had a good opportunity to gain some momentum in this contest, but if New Trier is able to kill it, all that momentum swings their way.
GBS only 4 power play goals on the season, and only 2 games in which they've scored a power play goal. They scored 2 in each of those instances. It's been one of their weaker spots so far in the season.
Here's a shot on net, and it's blocked away by Schmidt once more. Cesario giving chase, gets tangled up with Oyang, and here comes New Trier back the other way. This is Baker who gets tripped up. No arm in the air there as Weller takes it back for the Titans.
Yeah, good no call there by the officiating crew.
We're back to even strength here with 11 minutes to go in period number 1. Off the far wall, and it is controlled by DeGroot. That's Finn DeGroot, not to be confused with Max, who is also on the team. Higgins shovels it around the board. And that was Boris giving chase. He's going to be on a little bit of a pitch limit tonight, coming off of a surgery. He's going to be in quick shifts. I believe 30-second shifts is the goal for Boris. And we've got a whistle. That one was in our blind spot as well.
It's going to be an interference penalty against Luke Fagan. It was probably a 50-50 call. I was looking at the puck. I'm not sure if Jimmy got a replay on that, but sort of a soft collision. Probably could have gone either way.
And he'll come back into the New Trier offensive zone for a power play for the Trevians. And it was their captain losing the draw there. That was Pedraja. And skating in with it. It's going to be Hoffer clearing it down for Glenbrook South. And Schmidt out of his net to receive that puck and get things going back for the Trevians as they try to net the opening goal of tonight's contest. Garrett Chong putting it on the far side for Pedraja. And this is Hipsch taking it forward. Chu trying a centering pass for Baker, but it gets stopped out in front. Hipsch taking control, working, tries a backdoor look for Baker, but nothing doing. The puck flips back onto the far side. Chu still working for it. Pedreja, and it gets through. Glenbrook South with another clearing.
I know it didn't work, but that no-look pass from Zach Hipsch is the exact reason why he leads his team in power play assists. He finds any lane possible when he has the puck. A clear reason he's the quarterback of this power play unit. 50
seconds to go on the second penalty of the game. Here's Baker on the near side, rifling through the defense. Can't get a shot off, though, and it's recovered by Chu. And he'll get it right back from Nagitz. Fired on net, and it's blocked out in front once more. 30 seconds to go on the power play. New Trier trying to get some pressure. Cesario working to defend, pins the man up against the board. Chu swings it. Herstrit fires, and it's saved. Tries another centering pass on the backhand. Glenbrook South tries to clear, and they do. Preston, 10 seconds to go.
Sorry, Anthony, but that's Preston's first save of the game, just about halfway through the first period. GBS really suppressing New Trier in terms of shots.
And that'll be a penalty kill for the Titans. We expected an energized New Trier coming off a loss, but like you said, their first shot on goal coming almost midway through the period. Not what you typically see out of the Trevians, who of course have won back-to-back state championships. Out in front, a scrum, and it's finally covered up by Preston. Take a look from our great goal cam here on the SHL Network.
Yeah, this is Preston's accounted save. And that's Jack Herstrit who gets some good space. That's some nice stick work on the right side by what looked to be Luke Fagan to help keep that shot low.
And it's New Trier. Cooper Sell getting it to the D. Now back behind the net, looking for somewhere to go with it. Tries to feather it through, and it gets taken away by the Glenbrook South Titans. That one will go all the way down, and it will be an icing. Wyatt Schmidt wisely puts his arm in the air, indicating that the puck will come back into the Trevians' offensive zone with 8 minutes to play in period number 1.
And guys, we had Mitchell Adams out there for that shift. He is officially a Varsity 1 player, as he has now made his debut here in the SHL.
Glenbrook South without Adam Sokol, who will be down for 2 to 4 weeks with a sprained ankle.
It's easy to find him out there, by the way, because he doesn't have the Michigan-style hockey helmet like all the rest of the boys do.
He'll get there.
That'll be something to keep our eyes on as well. Mitchell Adams' varsity debut for the Glenbrook South Titans.
We talk about how Adam Sokol is out. That is such a big blow to the special teams units of the Titans. Not only is he on the #1 power play unit, but the #1 penalty kill unit as well, and he's a shorthanded threat.
We're going to be seeing a lot of Evan Bonnell on the penalty kill tonight, and he's out there right now. And that shot is fired off the pads. Another save for Preston. That one came from Pedreja, firing it toward the net. Looking to get it to Andy Finger, but instead it is Glenbrook South taking control. Bonnell once more shoveling it down. They'll chip and chase. Sarma working after it, trying to get it and pry it out of the possession of Finger. And it rings around the boards. McPherson decides to retreat. And it's going to be New Trier taking control. Pedreja again, and he'll dump that one in for his line mates to chase. That looks like Harrison Miller giving effort on the near side. Cesario fights to take that away. McPherson flips it ahead. Cesario can't get his glove on it, and it's Marino swinging it back for Chu to take into the offensive zone for the Trevians. Bodies hit the floor, and a centering pass. Herstrick couldn't get the shot off, and instead McPherson. And Projerski taking it over the blue line, leaving it for Stevens, who tries a backdoor pass, but it's taken away by New Trier. And here they come. They've got numbers if they hurry. Herstrick takes it into the offensive zone, but not before his teammate crossed the blue line. That will be an offside.
Yeah, that's one of the coach's favorite things to repeat is do not make a pass before the blue line, and Chu just kind of unaware of his location at the moment and found himself offsides.
Pajerski and Herstrick for the draw. Glenbrook South has been dominating at the face-off circle tonight. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard quite yet. New Trier a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Chu fighting, and it's Fagan taking it away. What a nice defensive effort from Will Fagan. There he has it behind the net once more. And it's Marino trying to set things up for the Trevians, and that shot tried to get a deflection, but it is covered up by Schmidt.
Nice save by Preston. Got a clear lane there. Marino trying to screen, but he was eventually nudged off. And that's save number 5 for Thomas Preston, the freshman.
5 minutes and 51 seconds to play in period number 1. And it's Ethan Baker, one of 3 newcomers to this New Trier squad, taking the face-off. And it was almost in the right place at the right time. Swarma shoveling it forward. That shot gets deflected as well. Here comes Glenbrook South on the near side, trying to fight it back into their offensive zone. It's Bonnell giving chase all the way down to the other side boards. Nice effort there from Evan Bonnell. Tried to clearing the puck up for Glenbrook South, and a centering pass just misses the skates of Cesario. They'll fight for it again on the far side, trying to clear things up to create an offensive chance for the Titans, and it's New Trier coming away with it and tries to feather a pass through, and it's caught in between the skates of Marino, and Surma takes it back. Here comes Glenbrook South now. A little bit of sloppy neutral zone play as each team is trying to generate some offensive chances while also going for the changes near the bench. And that's going to be covered up by Preston out in front.
We have seen pretty even hockey in this one. These two teams met in the preseason invitational championship, and this was not the case. New Trier was all over GBS from the start. You can tell the Titans have made some adjustments, allowing this game to be neck and neck so far through the first 12 minutes and some change.
Yeah, Luke, you're not kidding. That was 4-0 after the first around 13 minutes, if I remember correctly.
And that draw won by Zachary Boris. Like we said, expect some short shifts from him. New Trier players get tangled up, and it's Higgins giving chase. And New Trier unable to get a shot off, but good effort from Sell to keep it in. And here comes New Trier taking it right back. Oh Yang looking for somewhere to go with it. Tries to rifle it in between a few bodies, and instead it's Glenbrook South trying to clear it, but they can't. New Trier still in their offensive zone. And it's sticked ahead by Weiss. New Trier still trying to get a shot off here, and they get one right on net from a sprawling effort. Cooper Sell can't get it to go. A nice save out front from Preston. That one on the far side, tries the centering pass, can't get it through. That was Keegan Rowan. And that one deflects off of a body right in front. Preston couldn't cover it up. And Glenbrook South is going to try to settle things down here. Right back into the offensive zone. Tired legs out there for the Titans before this change. That shot off the draw quickly fired on, but it never gets through. Glenbrook South hasn't had the puck in their offensive zone in what feels like quite some time as we get another whistle.
Yeah, it seemed like Glenbrook South had some control in the start of this one. It slowly started to tilt, and the Trevians are getting back into their rhythm.
And the draw will come outside into the neutral zone on the near side face-off circle. And it's Glenbrook South winning it again. That's Bonnell. Fagan gets it ahead to Surma. And it comes right back. Cesario trying to fight for it. But here comes Finger with Miller taking control behind the net, looking for somewhere to pass the puck, and none of his Trevians are in the slot. That shot misses wide. Two highly powered offensive teams. And here's one out in front. The net is off its moorings, and the shot went wide anyway off the stick of Harrison Miller.
Wow, and from here it looks like we're all wondering if that net isn't barely pushed off. Is that hitting the post and going in? It's a close call. You could tell GBS maybe got a little bit of a break from that one, keeping the game at zeros.
And Miller loses the draw. Controlled by Bonnell. And here comes Glenbrook South. Surma firing one, and it's blocked away by Schmidt. New Trier quickly turning defense into offense. And I think we're going to get offside again.
And you know, Anthony, something I've noticed about these two teams, when they play each other, they are not too physical. Both teams already have such great stick defensive abilities that we really haven't seen anybody throw the body too much, or if they have, not too hard.
New Trier controlling the draw. Marino gets it on the D-to-D pass. Taking it into the neutral zone and shoveling it ahead. He'll chase his own. And on the near side, It'll be fought for. And New Trier trying to control it. Pregame taking it the other way, tries a toe drag move, but it gets stopped. Stevens fighting for it, and it's Hipsch taking it away, the Trevians. Good defense there on Glenbrook South's top line as two Titan bodies clash right near center ice. That's Miller. And now here comes a big hit there. And Weller tries to get it to Pregame, but he did not have his stick on the ice. New Trier able to recover, and here they come, the Gats. Back over. Chu. That shot, and we get a whistle before the shot. A nice diving save made anyway by Preston.
Yeah, the whistle had sounded, but that was impressive. Preston had his chest completely flat down to the ice, and he made that glove save. And as you said, Anthony, the whistle had sounded before, but that was pretty impressive. I'm sure Jimmy got a good look at that.
Yeah, we're taking a look at our goal cam right now, presented by New Trier Hockey Club.
Looks like we do have a penalty here against New Trier as a result of that.
Oh, what a save anyway.
And it's Jack Herstrid again.
Yep.
I don't know about that call. He gets nudged into the crease by a Titan defender, and that's Herstrid twice now in the box on two penalties where he could definitely be on the other side of things.
And it's a Glenbrook South power play presented by RSM, the power of being understood. What a defensive effort out in front, stopping that shot attempt from Pregame. He looked like he was in alone.
Yeah, huge credits to Harrison Miller there.
Harrison Miller was the Trevian who got his stick involved, stopping things. We could have had our first goal of the game. Hoffer and Stevens. New Trier doing a good job wasting time on this power play. There's 38 seconds to go in the period and a minute 22 left on the power play. Mulvey, as Glenbrook South tries to set up their offense on this power play. They've had some trouble just getting past the neutral zone. This New Trier penalty kill has been ferocious. And it looks like a fight for the puck on the near side corner. With 10 seconds left in the period, that might be how this period winds down. And it's fired out in front. Mulvey, that shot stopped by Schmidt. Here comes Weller. He'll fire one toward the net, and it never gets through, and that will do it for period number one. When we begin period number two, it'll be Glenbrook South with 47 seconds left to go on their power play. What do they need to do to net the game's first goal?
You know, I kind of like their strategy of just taking a lot of shots from the blue line. You just got to keep them a little bit lower, make Wyatt Schmidt to try to get the puck out. I think we're going to see a lot more tie-ups here. And these two teams are really still feeling each other out. I mean, you look at the shots on goal, 6-5 New Trier. Not what you would expect from a first period of two very solid offenses, but you can't forget these are also two very solid defenses. It's been quite a chess match so far.
Absolutely. New Trier lost yesterday to Stevenson by the score of 5-2. Their head coach, Adam Cheris, said that the best cure to a loss is a chance to go play the next day. That's what New Trier has the opportunity to do here today. Glenbrook South coming off a loss as well. And period number two is just moments away from starting. And it's going to be controlled on the draw by New Trier. 42 seconds left on the power play as Glenbrook South looks to net the game's first goal. And it's ahead, Cesario. Bonnell. Cesario working, trying to get it from Marino, and it's kept in on the far side. Bonnell gets it in the slot, tries a centering pass, looking for Cesario, but the pass never got through. Mulvey sets it up for one last rush on the power play. 4 seconds, winding down on the man advantage. And it looks like we're going to be back to even strength. Another penalty killed by the Trevians.
Yeah, how about this Trevians penalty kill all season? Finally getting scored on for the first time yesterday.
Hipsch tries a centering pass. Instead, it's settled up front, and it gets all the way through. Pedreja nets the game's first goal on a puck that had eyes all the way to the back of the net. It might have been deflected, but I think it was off a yellow jersey.
Yeah, and this is one of New Trier's narratives is congestion. Getting bodies in the lane, preventing a great goalie from Thomas Preston of seeing the puck until it's right behind him. You see it there. There are a pile of bodies. Preston doesn't stand a chance. I mean, you could put an NHL caliber goaltender in that net, and I don't even think they save that.
It may have gone off the jersey of Aiden Weller in yellow, but nonetheless, it's a goal for New Trier Green. Michael Pedreja, his 4th of the season. Schmidt settling it behind his net. And here comes New Trier again. Scoreless through the first period, and they get a goal early here in period number 2. Stevens giving chase, can't control it. And here comes Glenbrook South, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Hoffer looking for Stevens, fires one, and it's blocked away. Schmidt with another save. And here comes Herstritt taking it forward, 1-on-1. Has a man, tries to get it to him. That's Baker. He scores! What a brilliant job by Herstritt to feather that puck right to Baker's stick. And just like that, he nets his 5th goal of the year to make it 2-0.
Boy, did the Trevians miss a guy like Connor Herstritt yesterday. I mean, just having that absence, he's not only a great goal scorer, but he creates plays. He's starting all the way from his own end just about, and he's able to get it ahead. Like you said, that is not an easy pass to pull off, and Baker the finish as well. Everything picture perfect there for New Trier, and they have all the momentum in their hands right now.
They scored as many goals as they did yesterday in about a minute and a half on the scoreboard there. New Trier's offensive explosion comes at the right time for Coach Adam Cheris.
Yeah, you'd have to argue yesterday was a fluke. I mean, you look at the 4 games prior to before their 4-game winning streak was broken yesterday. They had 23 goals in 4 games. This is an offense that fires on all cylinders, and it seems they're right back to the usual today.
Absolutely, and it's not one of those teams that is good this season. This is a program that has been good for years and years. They've won back-to-back state championships. They won the preseason invitational tournament. This team has 18 seniors, so guys that have won those state championships are here for a chance to try to three-peat. This team does not lose often, so losing yesterday is definitely something that was going to fire them up tonight. Here they come once more, and it's going to be offside. That was Jack Herstritt, who crossed the line a little bit too late.
Yeah, and you take a look at the benches here. Look at Glenbrook South. They are all sitting down right now. Meanwhile, you look at New Trier, you can see in the back, they're all standing up. It's body language that's making a huge difference. New Trier has such momentum that they are energized to play the rest of this period, and GBS feeling down.
Surma was there for a centering pass, but deflected it just a little bit wide. New Trier with all the momentum right now. 14:30 to go in the period. Chu out in front. Couldn't get anything going. And it'll be cleared all the way back down for an icing. Probably a good ice there by the Titans, though.
Guys, sorry, Luke, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Dylan.
I was just going to say, this is something that you see so often in hockey. I mean, the first period was 0-0, and the goalies are, just starting.
Uh-oh.
Looks like we might have lost Dylan for a second there.
Meanwhile, big thank you to all our sponsors you see on the screen. They make this happen. We'll be able to hear back from him in a second. Seems that something malfunctioned down low.
Meanwhile, it's New Trier slapping one toward the net, but fanned on it slightly, which allowed Preston to get his stick on it and put it aside. Fighting for it behind the net is Mulvey. And he'll pass it up ahead looking for Hoffer. And it's going to be Schmidt who has to come out of his net to stop that one. And a good keep by Glenbrook South allows them to get on the forecheck. It's Stevens working. And it's Hoffer. The puck gets loose. That's Pajerski. Out in front, firing one just a little bit high. The rebound attempt is still loose. And New Trier finally settles things and collects the puck. A nice offensive rush there for the Titans as they try to get back into this one. Higgins. Physical out in front. A centering pass misses the stick. That's Weiss now. Pajerski out in front for Higgins. Just missing his stick. Would have been a point-blank opportunity. Losing the puck out in front. Glenbrook South trying to start the offensive rush once more. It's McPherson. And he loses it. New Trier trying to get another goal. And that was Cooper Sell trying to get to the backhand. Now he tries a backdoor pass and nobody home. He was looking for Finn DeGroot. Hipsch spins around his defender, trying to navigate around a stick that is loose on the ice. That stick was acting like a sixth defender out there for Glenbrook South. Another point-blank chance, and it gets deflected up front. Glenbrook South trying to get the puck out of their zone. New Trier on what feels like a power play. Another one. Flip toward the net, but it never gets through. A centering pass, and it's Higgins trying to get it out once more, recovered by the Trevians. That puck is loose. Couple of bodies crashing toward the ice, but it stays in Trevian territory. Out in front, finally covered up by Preston. New Trier with a lot of congestion there.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I accidentally dropped the receiver and the audio went out of my headphones, but I forgot you could still hear me for a second. But what I was trying to say is, you see this a lot in hockey. It was 0-0 in the first period. And once the first goal goes in, the game starts to open up a little bit. You know, it might get into the goalie's head a little bit, or it just might give you a little bit more confidence. But no matter how long a game goes 0-0, whenever that 1-0 goal goes in, you expect a flurry of chances really on both sides to start emerging. And we've seen that of a lot more high danger scoring looks from both teams in the second period.
Yeah, we've seen the Trevians definitely explode offensively. Now we'll see if the Titans can respond.
Another broken stick.
Yeah, we've also seen a bunch of loose sticks here tonight. Looking for that high shelf. But that shot goes wide. And it's flipped ahead. Preston was chasing after it. And it gets dumped behind the net. Weller will flip it over the official's head. Looking for Lytle. And it goes back to Weller. He'll peel it back the other way, looking for Fagan, but he can't get that through. Now Fagan throws it off the boards. And it's still New Trier gaining possession. They've done a really good job at maintaining offensive possessions. Weller weaving through a couple of defenders, loses the puck, and New Trier is going to have a 2-on-1. It's DeGroot coming with it, firing one toward the net, and a big save out front by Preston. Preston had a good look at that one the whole time. That is our goal cam on the SHL Network, presented by New Trier Hockey Club.
And as you see there, we got some new bench cam angles, a little bit higher up, catching the vertical of the bench. And then, of course, there's the horizontal.
What do you know, New Trier in the building. It's paying off for them as they get some replay looks from the behind the net cam.
That one ahead. Here comes Surma. He's got Cesario out there, and neither one of them can control it. It's Miller leaving it behind. Hutchin ahead, and it'll go all the way down for an icing. It'll come back into the Glenbrook South zone. 10 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in the second period. So far in this period, we've seen 7 shots from the Trevians and just 1 from Glenbrook South. Luke, what do they need to do to get some momentum back offensively.
Pucks in deep, you got to start using your legs. You know, New Trier, if they might start to ease up a little bit. I doubt they do, but in the chance that they do, you got to get the puck in deep, win your own chase, and create possession time. They're getting rid of the puck so fast. They have no patience right now, and that's why New Trier has just been jumping all over them, because they know the next decision that the Titans are going to make.
Here's McPherson losing it, and it's Miller recovering things, trying to get it to DeGroot out in front, and instead it is finally recovered by Glenbrook South, and they will come back up the other way on the far end. Looking to dump it in and chase, but they lose control, and it's Boris fighting for it on the near side. Coming away with it is the Trevians, punched back to neutral ice. It'll covered up by McPherson, who collects and tries to send it ahead, and it gets taken away once more by the Trevians. Finger all the way, losing it out in front, and almost creates a scary opportunity for New Trier right in front of GBS goaltender Preston. That one gets taken away by Chong, but it is going to be an offside. Almost a nifty move there trying to clear the zone from Higgins, but he lost control, and Chong was almost in alone.
And something New Trier has done tonight is defend those so well. They try to force you to the outside, but when you go inside, they have just been incredible on the poke checks, sweeping the puck away. And that's part of the reason Glenbrook South hasn't really been able to get any shots off. Every time they have a zone entry, they're not only outnumbered, but New Trier is just all over it from the start. They don't give them any real estate whatsoever.
Yeah, this game has really been decided by Glenbrook South's ability to exit their zone and enter their zone, and they've had a tough time. Once more, New Trier keeping it in. And a save made out in front by Preston. That shot coming off the stick of Oyang. Stevens tries to push it ahead, and it's Baker keeping it in. He scored the second goal of the game for New Trier. It's 2-0 Trevians. Baker working on the far side, trying to find somewhere to pass the puck. And instead it goes back into the neutral zone, but quickly the Trevians recover the loose puck and dump it back in. Fagan looking for somewhere to go with it, and Baker stops things. Now Glenbrook South rushing toward the net and firing one. And a save made by Schmidt.
That's off, guys.
Net looks dislodged, but the officials haven't noticed it yet. I'm not sure if Schmidt has put it back in, and now he does. Ahead it comes, and it's stopped near center ice by Mulvey. Cesario puts that on the backhand all the way down to be chased after by Bonnell. Now Cesario tries to apply some pressure on the forecheck, but New Trier able to clear the zone and get it into their offensive zone. Mulvey will collect. Put it far, end-to-end, looking for Surma, but it's taken away by New Trier. And a big hit near the New Trier bench sends one Titan to the ice. And that shot gets deflected. Schmidt with another save. That one came off of the stick of the captain, Mulvey, as he looked to get Glenbrook South's first goal of the game. Here's Mulvey touching it ahead. Hoffer. And it's Oyang. Bonnell clearing up a lane. And Hoffer chasing after it with Surma. And they'll all peel back around as the puck goes back into the New Trier offensive zone. Not a lot of scoring chances as of late, just a lot of neutral zone battles as each team tries to create some momentum. New Trier hanging on to a 2-0 lead here with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go in period number 2. That one touched ahead on the skate to Hoffer. Tries a far ice pass to Stevens. He's got Pajerski to his left. Hoffer fighting for it. Stevens lost the puck and tried to get it ahead. Back to Hoffer was Stevens, but instead it's Chu coming through for New Trier, and he gets leveled off his skates. Glenbrook South had a chance on a 3-on-2, but the puck just missed Hoffer's stick. Hipsch was there to collect. Now it's Hoffer. He's got Pajerski behind him, tries to weasel his way through, and almost gets it back to his forehand to fire a shot off, but it's sticked away by Schmidt. That deflection off the pad. Pajerski was there with the backhanded deflection attempt. And New Trier settles things, will send it up the near side boards. Chu, his pass was picked off by Boris. Now Boris will give chase, working on Marino. He falls to the ice. And it comes all the way back down. Coming in with some speed. That was Rowan, but he loses control, and now it's back into the neutral zone. Boris and Chu. Little physical action near center ice as Fagan collects the puck and rings it back up the boards looking for Weiss, and he'll touch it forward. Stick handling and taking it away. Here comes New Trier once again. Cooper Sell. And a big save made out in front by Preston. He denies Sell.
Whew. First whistle in a while.
That was a long shift for Blake Hoffer. He's the team leader in points for GBS, played on a line with Freemuth last year. Would you believe that hockey's not his number one sport? The high school junior has just committed to play D1 Big Ten baseball at the University of Illinois after he graduates from high school. So he'll continue out his hockey career here at the high school level, but committed to play some D1 baseball. Left-handed pitcher, by the way.
Who knows? Anthony might be calling him one day
out
on the Illini baseball squad.
Dan Hartleb runs a really good program there, and my brother used to bullpen catch for them, and they were always looking for left-handed pitchers, so that makes a whole lot of sense. Now here's Sell on the far side, taking it across the blue line into the zone, and it's finally peeled back the other way. A couple of bodies crash towards the ice, and the puck is loose. A nice behind through the leg pass, and a goal! Keegan Rowan was there to collect the between the legs pass and put it in the back of the net for goal number 3.
I don't like to use the term textbook too often, but that is exactly what that was. Great leave for Rowan, who finds that open left side on Thomas Preston, or from this angle, the right side. And he's given too much space. McPherson's trying to stick on the back door, and is just a wide open lane for the Trevians to make their lead 3.
And what a pass there from Cooper Sell between his legs to find Rowan, who was streaking toward the net for goal number 3. A really good job, well done by the Trevians. Now with 4.5 to go in the second period, can Glenbrook South answer before the ice gets cut? And a giveaway out in front, another shot and a big save by Preston. That puck ended up behind Preston and in the back of the net. I'm not sure if that goal is going to count.
Well, it looks like it is, but yeah, Anthony, I'm not too sure. It looks like Preston gets pushed in with the puck, but is he shoved off of Mulvey is the question, because if Mulvey shoves DeGroot in, Max DeGroot to be exact, we'll get a nice little rewind here from the Wiz, and yeah, no, that's a good goal. Mulvey with the shove, and since he takes contact into the net, that should stay. Max is giving me a crazy look.
It was Max on the replay, not the Wiz.
Oh my God, how did I not even realize?
Max the Maestro.
Max the Maestro.
And guys, what you've got going on over here is Asher Vanderplug and Adam Sokol, the 2 injured players for the Titans, both just whipped out a phone and likely tuned into the SHL Network feed to have a little review of their own of that goal, and then they relayed a message over to Coach Philbin.
Hopefully they listened long enough to whereas I addressed Max as Max.
Great job, as always, by our entire crew here at the SHL Network. Getting a great look at that goal, the 4th of the game for New Trier. I think it'll get credited to Max DeGroot. Did a good job putting the puck on net and allowing his momentum to be there. Hoffer with a big hit out in front as this game is starting to get out of hand for the Titans. It's 4-0 New Trier with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period. Only 8 shots on goal for Glenbrook South.
Max DeGroot is not the Maestro, by the way. We're talking about Anderson.
I love the clarification from downstairs. Dylan Ward on the far side. Here comes Glenbrook South. Hoffer over the blue line. Dumps it in for Surma to chase. And Podjerski is there as well. Mulvey keeps it in. Fires one toward the net, and it's sticked away by Schmidt. New Trier flips one out to center, and that's Fagan flipping it off the board almost into his own bench, and it allows Glenbrook South to start another offensive rush. Cesario looking for a centering pass, almost had Stevens, but instead we're going to get a New Trier penalty. I believe it was a check that sent Evan Bonnell up against the boards. I couldn't quite see who delivered the hit.
Looked to be Nolan Nagats, and I'm not sure exactly what they're going to rule this off the bat, but it is some sort of hitting-related penalty. He gets his hands up high there.
Roughing the call, Luke.
Thank you, Dylan. But yeah, no, that's a clear, obvious call, and now a chance for Glenbrook South to grab one. It's a one-at-a-time mentality. You score here on the power play, 3-goal game, and that you can understand headed into the third period, but you cannot be down 4. It is a huge divide between a 4-goal lead and a 3-goal lead.
And here's an RSM power play as Fagan sends that one, tries to get a deflection. It goes all the way to the back boards. Fagan again firing one, looking for a deflection, and that one doesn't get through. Ends up just a little bit wide.
Weller probably could have gotten a trip there. Another one of those 50-50 calls. The Titans lucky to not have this power play cut short.
Yeah, Luke to my left gave a safe call after that one. I think he agreed with the no call.
Absolutely. Just playing the puck there.
Minute and 25 seconds left on the power play that, like Dylan mentioned earlier in the game, Glenbrook South has struggled on the man advantage. Obviously, they're down Zach Freemuth. That unit was so good last season. But we'll see if they're able to do anything against New Trier, a team that they swept a year ago on the power play here. Out in front, Bonnell, point-blank opportunity, loses control. A nice save made out in front by Schmidt, and it gets back to Weller. Weller down low. Tries a cross-crease pass, but he's unable to find Bonnell. Weller, his shot deflected out in front. Fagan over to Weller again, and Weller gets it down to Hoffer. Over to Fagan. Fagan's shot, another deflection off the blocker from Schmidt. Cesario peels it back around, tries to get it out in front to Pajerski. And a shot from Pajerski gets blocked by Schmidt. Pajerski has it again. That shot just misses the post. That was as good a look as the Titans have got all game long.
Boy, you got to get that one off quicker.
Pajerski tries the backdoor pass to Hoffer. And the net comes off its moorings once more with 51.4 left on the period clock and 8 seconds on the power play.
Guys, shot attempts, obviously not something that's tracked here at the high school level, but I almost want to say that a third of GBS's shot attempts this game just came in that power play sequence. They were firing everything on net. As you mentioned, Anthony, Schmidt was getting a piece of some. Lots of shots were just missing the post. The Titans with a lot of good opportunities there, and they'll have a big opportunity if they can score in these last 51 seconds to get some momentum.
Glenbrook South puts another one on net with Surma, and now some pushing and shoving between Surma, Pajerski, and a few Trevian's D-men. But you said it. It was 16-8 on the shots advantage. Glenbrook South has had 6 on this power play alone.
Yeah, and Dylan almost put it on a tee there as Surma nearly redirected that one in. But, you know, this is one of those power plays, if they don't score in the next 2 seconds, Coach Philbin cannot be too upset about, because 4 out of 5 times when you have a power play with this pressure, you are going to find the back of the net.
And that one gets blocked away. We might have a 2-on-1 attempt for New Trier. Herstrit to his right, and the shot doesn't get through. That was Miller who fired it on net. And it was blocked in front by Preston on the left pad. Both teams back at even strength for the final 30 seconds of the period. Surma ahead. And that's Pajerski. And instead, New Trier. He's got Herstrit to his right again, wrapping it all the way around on the backhand back to the blue line. That shot sticked away by Preston. Here's Hoffer with less than a second to go. He fires it a little bit after the buzzer, and I think it hit off the inside of the post there. But not only did it not go in, it was past the buzzer. So we're going to head to the third period with New Trier jumping out to a 4-goal lead in that second period. What did you like from the Trevians there, Luke?
I mean, honestly, everything. Everything looked good. Penalty kill was good. They didn't really get many chances on the power play, but just, 5-on-5 hockey, they were dominating with shots until the end.
Thank you for watching the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. It's 4-0 New Trier. We'll be back after the intermission. And welcome back to the SHL Game of the Week. New Trier on top of Glenbrook South 4-0. For more on New Trier's hot start to today's contest, we send it to the third member of our crew, Dylan Ward.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Adam Cheris. Coach, it was 0-0 after the first period. Now you guys are up 4-0. What was the biggest difference between those two periods?
Yeah, I think it was, after last night, trying to find our footing again, feel it out a little bit, playing a little cautious, tentative. That's what we talked about in between the first and second was, we were finishing off killing a penalty. It's like get through that and then let's start asserting ourselves, playing our style. Got to go right after that, and it's been put on the gas ever since.
In our pregame conversation with Anthony and Luke, we talked about your goaltender, Wyatt Schmidt, 3-year varsity veteran. He's 14 for 14. What are you seeing out of him tonight?
He's sharp. He's been dialed in. This is a goal. Like you said, it's his third year on green. Had a great tandem with Drew Dirtoff for 2 years. This is a kid that could have been a starter for all 3 years and played every game. We're lucky to have him in that. He's just totally dialed in.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, you got it. Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan, and thank you to Coach Cheris for taking a few moments to chat with us. Before the third period, his New Trier Trevians are on top of the Glenbrook South Titans 4-0. I'm Anthony Pasquale alongside Luke Jordan, and you're listening to the SHL Game of the Week at Glenview Community Ice Arena on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. Luke, what are you excited for period number 3?
I'm excited to see how the Titans respond. They get a whole ice make to relax. It's a lot of time to recollect your thoughts and come out fresh. They need to be straight out the gate. They can't wait 4 minutes to score their first goal. They need to make a statement, and it needs to be on this first shift, if not maybe the second shift. But you got to get one, and you got to have that snowball start to get some ground, have it roll down the hill, and eventually you can get goal after goal after goal after goal. But it's going to be tough on a goalie like Wyatt Schmidt and a defense like New Trier, who doesn't give you many options.
And late in that period, Glenbrook South had a power play that they put 6 shots on goal. Obviously, Schmidt made all the saves, but are they able to bring some of that momentum into this period?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to reflect on the good things of the second period, and that was, with no offense, one of the few good things Glenbrook South had in that second period. You got to feed off of that. You got to feed off of the passing you had, the pressure, the forechecks got to be harder. Everything's just got to be bumped a little bit up, and this game could flip in the way of the Titans.
And a brand new sheet of ice here for period number 3. Glenbrook South has been pretty good at the faceoff circle all evening long, and it's pushed ahead to Stevens, and he gets that poke checked away. Hoffer will have to recollect in the neutral zone. Hoffer weaving through a couple of New Trier bodies, dumps it in for Pajerski to chase as Glenbrook South tries to net their first of the evening. Ringed around the boards, and it'll be kept in by Fagan, who fires one to the net, and Hoffer tried to deflect it. Now Stevens tries to get it inside to Hoffer, who's kind of playing that screen roll inside near the crease. That'll get covered up by covered up by Preston for a whistle, and we'll have another faceoff.
And guys, another thing to keep in mind as this third period rolls along, the Trevians up by 4. They're 1 goal away from initiating a running clock here at Glenview Ice Center. So Titans are going to have to watch out for that.
Of course, that any game within 5 goals in the third period, the clock does start to roll. Glenbrook South is going to try everything in their power to make sure that does not happen. It was Ethan Baker winning the draw, and New Trier trying to keep it in, and it gets ahead for Cesario. Loses it momentarily near center ice, but then gets it into the offensive zone as he and Surma will give chase. Weller tries to keep it in. New Trier fights forward. Baker coming in with a lot of speed, stops and drops one, and it gets off the back side of the net. Looked for a moment like it went in. That was Herstrit getting denied.
Thought the same thing down here.
Weller flips it forward, and it's New Trier trying to resettle things. That pass just a little bit behind Chong, who settles things back up. And New Trier will go back to center ice with it. Ethan Baker trying to collect the puck. And back it goes. That's Finger. And Chong gets through a couple of Titans before Mulvey takes him to the ice.
And that could be a little swing of momentum that helps the Titans throughout this third.
New Trier on the near side trying to generate an open look. Mulvey missed his check attempt. Both bodies end up hitting the ice either way. Herstrit tries to catch it out of the air. Instead, it goes to Pajerski on the near side. Finger under heavy pressure on the forecheck, able to get it outside of the zone. And ahead it comes. Hoffer collects, and it gets taken away. Herstrit flipped back in. Hoffer gives chase again. This time, Herstrit delivers a hit, and Fagan responds with one of his own. Just under 3 minutes gone by here in period number 3. We mentioned Glenbrook South needs to act quickly if they want to enact the comeback. They might have a chance here. Stevens gets it sticked away, and New Trier hits all 5, headed back in the other direction. Tried a centering pass looking for Chu, coming off a strong game last night despite the loss for the Trevians. Bonnell trying to stick it away, and it ends up right in front. The left-handed shot off the mask, and it's blocked out in front. Puck is still loose. Another shot blocked. That one off the blocker of Preston. Preston getting put to the test here. That one into the glove, and it will be frozen.
It's a nice shift there from the Trevians. And you talk about Luke Chu, how he had such a great game yesterday. We were talking to Coach before the game, and one of the things he mentioned was we don't count shots on goal by the player in this league, but, I mean, you'd have to assume that Chu maybe had 10 shots on the Patriots of the 32 from the Trevians yesterday. And you can tell he's also gotten a lot of shot attempts today, as we get a whistle to pause us from playing yet.
Yeah, he has certainly been an active member of this New Trier offense. Goals from Pedreja, Baker, DeGroot, Max DeGroot that is, and Keegan Rowan.
Max the Maestro?
Not Max the Maestro. That is not to be confused with Max Anderson, who is currently working at our producer desk. Had to do a quick double take, make sure it was still Max. 13 minutes to go in period 3. Glenbrook South coming here. Lytle loses control momentarily, and it's Adams there to clean it up, but he's unable to settle the bouncing puck. Coming back is New Trier, fighting it through a couple of bodies, but it is Glenbrook South after a huge hit, taking some control. And that is going to be a delayed penalty.
Yeah, going to be a roughing call out of that hit in the far side corner.
Fagan looks still a little bit shaken up, still has some snow on his pants. And that is going to be a penalty. Finn DeGroot heading to the box for New Trier, opening up a power play for Glenbrook South. But, Luke, they're 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, now's the time. Like I said, you can't wait over 4 minutes. They've waited over 4 minutes to try to strike their first goal. It's really now or never at this point for the Titans, because as realistic as it can be, it just doesn't seem possible that you can score 4 goals in under 10 minutes against the Trevians defense.
Pajerski loses the handle, and Mulvey keeps it in for the Titans. Stevens working behind the net with Hoffer. Comes back on the near side. Looked like Hoffer thought Pajerski would go for it, and it's Mulvey. Back to Hoffer. Pajerski tries to get it out in front, and Hoffer tried a redirect attempt, but nothing doing for the Titans. 30 seconds gone by.
As close as it's been all night for the Titans. That was a great passing play. Hoffer just couldn't tip that one on net.
Dylan roaming around near ice level. He's now near the New Trier goal, so he had a really good look at that shot. As Weller collects behind Preston and sets things up for Pajerski to take it up the ice for yellow and blue. Stevens giving chase. Schmidt out of his net momentarily, but Glenbrook South unable to capitalize. Weller fires that one on net, and a redirect attempt from Hoffer once again. This one goes up and off the netting, so we'll have another face-off.
And I don't know if you guys saw the Blackhawks highlight from a few weeks ago where Seth Jones was taking the shot from the point, and it was going directly into the net, but Nick Foligno tried to get a deflection on it, and it went wide. I don't have the best angle, but I think that's what happened there. If Blake Hoffer didn't touch that puck, it looked like it was on a direct course for the top corner.
Yeah, and it's
unlucky.
one of those things that, you teach these young hockey players to always be looking for those redirects because they're so hard to stop as a goaltender. But sometimes just, a sharp wrister or a slap shot from the point, those can go in too. 44 seconds left on the man advantage for Glenbrook South. They're 0 for 3 tonight, trying to make it 1 for 4 before this penalty expires. 35 seconds left. Here come the Titans. Weller ahead into the offensive zone, takes the stick up near his helmet. And Bonnell settles things back. And it's Mulvey. Mulvey flipping it forward along the boards, and it's New Trier getting their sticks in the passing lanes as they have been all evening long. That's Hutchin. And Cesario battling for it. 2 seconds away from full strength. And New Trier is going to get their man out of the box. And they're going to look to get it to him right away. He's in alone, 1-on-1. It's Baker. Tries a nifty move and a backhand shot, just missing the post wide. A collective ooh from the crowd. Baker, this time passing it off to the captain, Herstrit, and he can't get his backhanded shot on net. Baker was waiting for it in the slot, but the pass didn't get through. New Trier almost had it. Now it's going to be Glenbrook South on a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Losing some speed now is Surma, who tries to settle it, firing it toward the net, and it's Schmidt covering it up to keep it out of harm's way. That's an entertaining sequence there.
Absolutely, and it all started with a nice pass ahead to Mikey Baker. And Weller is not far back enough. He has to transition, but he's able to recover, forces a tough angle opportunity from Baker that just goes wide, and then it comes back the other way.
It's a long shift for Baker. He's still out there for the Trevians, winning the draw. Here comes Chong, looking to get it ahead to Baker, and a huge hit from the Titans puts Chong down on the ice. Marino over to Baker.
It's going to be delayed penalty as well, boys.
And we get that touch finally from the Titans, which will put Higgins into the box, I believe. Let's take another look at that hit, Luke.
I'm 50-50. I'm going to need another look at that. Thank you, Max. He brings in his shoulder on Chong. We're talking about Jackson Higgins.
Looks like the official call as well as elbowing.
Am I crazy? I don't think that's a penalty. 50-50. We're getting a little head nods from Max. But he leans in with his shoulder instead of his elbow, and it's more the shoulder than the elbow for sure. The elbow barely maybe catches him, but if it still catches the head, any part of the elbow, of course, is still an elbowing penalty. So, yeah, definitely a 50-50 call, and it's going to go the Trevians' way. And I tell you what, another 2 minutes off the board unless Glenbrook South can find their third shorthanded goal of the season. This could just about put things away.
The Stripes made their call, and it'll be a power play for New Trier. 30 seconds already gone by on the man advantage.
And this is where you really miss a player like Adam Sokol, such a great player on the penalty kill, who was able to create offensive chances in 4-on-5 hockey. They're missing him huge tonight.
Power plays, of course, are brought to you by RSM, the power of being understood. That one never gets through. New Trier, such a good power play unit. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on the man advantage here. Hipsch, his shot gets deflected up and out of play.
Still 1:02 to go on this power play. And you almost think that one of these two teams are due for a power play goal tonight. I know we have some offers on the board on both sides. Not sure what the combined O for X is in this game, but there have been a lot of opportunities both ways.
Without a doubt, Dylan, we've got 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third period, which, of course, is sponsored by GBS Hockey. We mentioned the goal cam, sponsored by New Trier. This third period, sponsored by GBS. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left here as New Trier trying to feather in their first power play goal of the game. They're already on top 4-0. But neither team has scored on the man advantage. I believe a combined 0 for 5. And it's looking like 0 for 6 could be in the cards. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Herstrit peeling it back. And he gets it right back on the near circle. That deflection doesn't get on net. I think it was shoveled away with the glove of Preston. Nagats. Herstrit. And that one gets covered up by Preston with 10 seconds to go on the power play.
Another one of those power plays where it might not end up resulting in a power play goal, but chances like these that you're seeing, the redirection in front, those are the types of chances that Coach Charis is definitely looking for, and they're just not getting by Preston. And you'll especially when you're up 4-0, you'll take power plays like these where it's huge for development.
New Trier with a little give and go. Nagat's able to keep it in for the Trevians as we get back to even strength. 7.5 to play. A nice hit up along the boards by Boris. Or excuse me, Mitchell Adams there making his varsity debut. Like you said, Dylan, you can tell he's got a black helmet without the Michigan paint on it. That shot almost gets through, but a nice save by Preston.
How about Adams with a nice hit over there on the near side as well?
Physical in his varsity debut. And even though the power play has expired, it still feels like New Trier is on a man advantage. Nagat's firing one to the net, and it's shoveled away with the blocker. Glenbrook South desperate to clear. And New Trier keeping it in once more. Tries a centering look, gets him out in front, and a huge save by Preston. That could be our Wintrust save of the game. Now Glenbrook South with a little bit of momentum after that stop in between the pipes. Fagan trying to keep, and instead it's New Trier. A 3-on-1 if they hurry, but a good stick by Fagan keeps it out of Herstrit's stick. Weiss ahead. Boris giving chase. Taking it away is Weiss, trying to get it to Hoffer out in front, and it's Boris back behind the net. Another one fired toward the net, just missing the post. And Fagan loses his effort to keep it in. And coming right toward the goal was New Trier. Another stop by Preston. He's made 23 saves tonight.
Yeah, and he's made the saves that he's had to, Anthony. A lot of these goals are not exactly his fault. You look at the first one where there's a lot of traffic, and then the rest have just been great opportunities created by New Trier where not many goalies can make a save. And yeah, don't be fooled by the box score. This has been an impressive game for Thomas Preston, and he's really started to pick things up in this third period too. A couple of statement saves.
Here's another look.
Always so satisfying to watch an SHL goalie's positioning.
That was your save of the game presented by Wintrust Bank. Fagan tries to get it to his teammate, and instead it's New Trier taking it away once more. They have just been so dominant, Luke, in the neutral zone, getting their sticks in passing lanes, making it hard for Glenbrook South to exit their zone and even harder for them to enter offensively.
Oh, you nailed it there, especially hard to enter the zone. As soon as you try to make a move on a Trevian defender, it is poked away from your reach, and that's what they've been able to do. They've been able to poke check it forward, and then the Trevians pile right on the puck and head the other way with numbers.
You saw just a moment ago our Wintrust save of the game. Even though down 4-0, Preston still making some elite saves in between the pipes tonight. Now it's Stevens trying to secure it. New Trier just a little bit too much for Glenbrook South all night long. 4-0 is the score. And it's been a very highly contested game. Just seems like all the breaks near the goal have been going New Trier's way.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that New Trier is the team coming off the back-to-back, because you can just tell there is a slight difference in speed, especially in this third period. And it favors New Trier.
Pajurski gets it ahead. That shot off the blocker. A nice leg pad save there by Schmidt. Pajurski gets knocked down to his knees, and it's taken away by New Trier. Looked like Chu making the difference. Marino loses the handle of it, and here comes Glenbrook South once more. It's Hoffer. Tries a slap shot. Rebound. They score!
It's waved off by the referee.
The net was dislodged right before.
I mean, it's a 4-0 game, boys, but I think that's a pretty tough call. The goaltender, it was so close. It was bang, bang, and I had a really good view of it, but the goaltender was the one who pushed off the post, and, I mean, it just looked like that puck went in really before it would have mattered.
Yeah, as the shot was on its way, the net was dislodged. The puck might have even been across the end line.
It was very close, Anthony. That's unfortunate for the Titans. It's pretty late in this game, but even one goal would just help them, emotionally at this point. And yeah, I'm against that call for sure.
That would have been Frank Surma's 4th of the season. New Trier with a nice chance on the other end, and quickly it comes back. Bonnell leading things for the Titans. Tries to weave it through. Cesario unable to keep it in. Now it's Baker with a different level of speed. Getting through 2 bodies, tries the pass, stays on his feet, gets it still in front with the backhand, and he scores. Ethan Baker would not be denied.
Well, that's exactly how you make a 4-0 game as entertaining as can be. Look at this rush by Ethan Baker. He just doesn't give up. Like you said, wouldn't be denied. Finally gets on top of the puck. Hits Preston's water bottle on the top shelf. Nearly knocks it off. That was precious. And boy, that might be the play of November, if not the play of the SHL season so far. Unbelievable work by Ethan Baker.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here at ice level. I'm at the opposite corner, but I could even tell how diabolical that move was by Ethan Baker. I'm looking forward to seeing the main camera feed and the net camera feed, because that was absolutely a highlight reel goal, and we've got a running clock now.
5-0 is the score. The clock is running after Ethan Baker's 2nd of the game and 6th of the season. That puck gets flipped up against the netting, and it will go out of play. It's a 5-0 game. Remember, moments ago, Glenbrook South had a goal that was waved off from Frank Surma right as the puck was getting to the net. It was pushed off its moorings by the goaltender, Wyatt Schmidt, who was a perfect 16 of 16 tonight. Then on the other end, Ethan Baker putting his head down and bulldozing his way to the goal with a nifty backhanded shot that finds the twine and gives New Trier a 5-0 lead, which of course means the clock will roll. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in this SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. Glenbrook South trying a backhanded attempt. That was Boris. Boris gets it right back and tries to deflect it toward the net, but it doesn't get through. Badreja started the scoring earlier. And he loses the handle of it on the near side, and there's a fight for the puck, and he comes back out with it. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Into the slot, and a nice save off the chest of Preston, making himself look big. Marino giving chase. Boris trying to contain the puck. McPherson also trying to fight for it as Marino is up against the board. It gets loose, and Boris crashes down to the ice. A centering pass out in front for DeGroot. He still has control, and it's finally Boris swiping it away. A nice stick by DeGroot maintains possession for New Trier. His shot above the pipes. Weiss loses control, and it's kept by Miller. Miller's shot goes wide. New Trier continuing to dominate this contest. They lead by 5 with just over a minute to play. Badreja tries to clear it, gets tangled up in a few Glenbrook South bodies going for a clear.
Could have easily been too many men on the ice. I think the refs are letting this one ride out.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Stole the words out of my mouth, too.
McPherson ahead with the backhand. kept in once more by New Trier. That has been the story of the game. 46 seconds to go in the contest. A huge hit rattles the boards, and we are going to get a delayed call and some pushing and shoving.
I think it's been known that these two teams do not like each other, especially New Trier looking for revenge after being swept in the SHL regular season last year.
And it looked like Hipsch was trying to get at Lytle and ended up pushing an official. So New Trier is going to have 2 in the box, but the clock continues to run, so it might not even matter.
And I think that was Dylan Lytle who laid the initial hit. That does look to be a penalty. It's that distance where it's unsafe from the boards to whereas you can send somebody flying in. That's exactly what happened.
3 men go into the New Trier penalty box, 2 into the Glenbrook South penalty box, but as the clock continues to wind, there's 15 seconds to play. That might be the ball game.
Yeah, it's like that SpongeBob episode where they put them in, they said, can't do the time, or if you can't do the crime, you can't do the, whatever it was, but but they get let out right after. They spend a nice 15 seconds in the penalty box, and New Trier with a 5-0 shutout win on this one, Anthony.
Yeah, and that'll do it for the contest. Kind of an interesting way for it to wind down because of the running clock. The referees are trying to sort through all that confusion with the big hit and the pushing and the shoving and the extracurriculars, and then all of a sudden the game is over. It's a 5-0 win for New Trier. 2 goals from Ethan Baker, 1 from Max DeGroot, 1 from Keegan Rowan, and 1 from Michael Pedreja to open up scoring. And Wyatt Schmidt was perfect all night long. Standing by with our player of the game, Ethan Baker, is Dylan Ward.
Thanks, guys. Ethan, you scored 2 goals tonight, but that second one was a thing of beauty. The boys up in the booth were saying it might be the highlight of the month. Walk us through the play.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Garrett Chong with an awesome pass. Set me up there. The backhand was perfect there. So able to tuck it home, which is nice. Been on a little drought, so it's good to get that one for sure.
Your teammate Wyatt Schmidt is perfect between the pipes tonight, a shutout. What can you say about his performance?
Yeah, he's been great all year. He's been our guy back there. He's been in the league for 3 years now, so we kind of expect that. But yeah, he's been great for us all year.
All right, and a big win tonight, and your next game in the SHL is on Saturday. Of course, a big one versus Loyola Gold. You won the first time out against them. What are you looking to do in meeting number 2?
Yeah, we're looking to come out. Tough game yesterday, so it's good to bounce back today, get it done today, and then carry this energy into next week on Saturday.
All right, thanks for doing this. Congrats. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. That post-game interview was brought to you by Loyola Academy Hockey Club. They will take on New Trier next. Luke, what are your final thoughts?
Well, this is a huge statement game for New Trier to head back into Loyola, already leading that regular season series 1-0. That is going to be a fun game next Saturday between 2 teams that are red hot.
Without a doubt, getting the win tonight, New Trier 5-0 over Glenbrook South. It's a shutout for Wyatt Schmidt in between the pipes. For Dylan Ward on ice level, Luke Jordan to my left, my name's Anthony Pasquale. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our SHL Game of the Week. Want to give a quick shout out to our crew as well. Nobody does it better than the SHL Network. Jimmy the Wiz Olsen got 2 periods off thanks to Max the Maestro having his debut on the producer decks, Max Friedman and Gerard Boris helping out with cameras as well. I'm Anthony Pasquale saying so long from the Glenview Community Ice Center after a 5-0 win for New Trier. You've been watching the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live, presented by J&M Media. We'll see you next time.